SevereMMA here with Will Fleury, who fights at Cage Legacy 3 in Cork on the 22nd of July. Your opponent is making his pro debut. Do you know much about him, or what have you seen from him on the tape?
I don't know a whole lot about him. He's from All Stars. He's 12-3. He's a Swedish guy. He's supposed to be pretty good. I hope he's good. I hope I get a chance to display a bit of my skill set and we get a bit of a fight out of it anyway.
He's 12-3 at amateur. I believe you were undefeated at amateur as well. How many amateur fights did you have? And
Yeah, 7 amateur fights, 7-0, and all dominant, all very dominant performances. Like,
do you think your extensive amateur career goes back to 2012, I believe? Do you think that's kind of prepared you better for the pro ranks than most guys who were 2 fights in like yourself?
yeah, probably. I suppose like I've had a lot of pullouts as well. Like I was a long time training before I fought, so I think I started training mid 2010, trained for about 2 years, and then had a lot of amateur fights. Was all over as well. Like I was in London for a while, then came back, went pro in Ireland. Then I had a rake of pullouts as well. So like I've been preparing for pro fight, preparing for a pro fight, preparing for I feel like I'm way further on in my career than my record suggests. But look, at the end of the day, you got to get out there and get the wins on the board. So plan on doing that now.
You used to train out of Cork. What made you make the move up to SPG in Dublin?
I suppose probably lack of training partners more than anything. Like I was obviously a bigger guy than most of the people I was training with. Kieran Daly and myself had a great thing going for a while. Kieran just, like, he obviously lost to Charlie at that time, and then he moved off to Australia. And I was kind of struggling with guys. Myself and James Brennan were training together a lot, but it was more like it was a struggle to get people, and if somebody didn't show up, you were left alone nearly for the day and you were just hitting the bag. So here it's the complete opposite. Like there's 15, 20 guys my size, and there's always new guys coming in. There's guys from all over, like. So yeah, just lack of training partners mainly.
And you actually had already fought a couple of SPG guys when you moved here, and I believe you were meant to fight Charlie Ward at one stage as well, but that fell through. You'd already fought Ben Forsyth and Shane Kirkwood. Was there any awkwardness around that, or?
Not really. Like Shane's gone, and myself and Ben, like I met him at a few shows like afterwards, and he was on to me a bit. And then when I was coming up here, it was him who I made contact with, and since then we've kind of become good friends. And no, there really wasn't any awkwardness to coming up. Or I was kind of surprised at how, like, I was a little bit tentative, obviously, but I was surprised at how well, like, everyone here is just open-minded, and it's just been easy enough transition up, to be honest. Like,
and what would you say are the biggest improvements in your game since you moved to SPG?
I probably look for the finish a lot more. Like, I'm not happy with just winning rounds. I'm looking to hurt and looking to finish all the time. That's inspiring, obviously, and like, you go into a grappling situation, you're just looking for that submission, looking for that setup all the time. But just being a little bit more vicious, a little bit more ruthless, like, probably.
When you moved from amateur to pro, you fought John Redmond, Johnny Jitsu, in your debut fight. I think he had like 15, 16 fights at that stage, and it was your pro debut. Did you experience any extra nerves before that, or?
Nah, not at all. Look, I've fucking sparred with guys who are a hell of a lot more experienced than Johnny Jitsu and done well. I think everybody is good level, like they know where they're at to a degree in their career and they know what they can do. I had no fear that I could beat a guy like that, and that's no disrespect to him. I think he's a decent fighter, but I back myself in these situations and I know what I can do.
Your opponent, Simon Rosenholm, what do you know about him, and what do you expect from him? What style are you expecting, or what kind of game are you expecting him to bring in 22nd of July?
Literally, my research has just been watching a few YouTube videos, but like, he looks like a kickboxing style. You don't fucking know. So like, bring the fight. I'll finish from whatever way I can. Like, I'll just read what he's doing. I've fought thousands of different styles, so I'm comfortable getting in there with any and just reading it and playing it from there. Every time I fight, it's a new opponent, a new situation, a new anything. So you just go into it with an open mind and see what comes.
Yeah, you're saying you go in with an open mind, but do you usually watch a bit of tape or just a little bit to try and get a feel for what he might be his go-to moves?
Like, if I could prepare for a guy a bit better, I would. But I don't think there's any point watching like 5-6 YouTube videos from 10 years ago. Or like, he's fighting a long time because there's videos of him from like 10 years ago nearly. But I don't know how relevant that is to now, if you know what I mean. So like, there's no point getting invested in what he might be. Just see what he is. You be as best you can be. I don't really care what he brings. I'm going to impose my game on him, like. So, yeah.
And we're heading back to Cork for the fight. Are you expecting a big support, or are you expecting a bit of backlash after you left for the big smoke?
No. I'd say not anyway. Who knows? I might get bottled as I go in or some shit. But no, I doubt it. I'm hoping, like, and I will, like, I've sold a good few tickets already, and in fairness, like, everybody's been real positive, and like, I have a lot of good friends just from outside MMA who live in Cork as well, and like, I'm from Tip, so I'll get a good crowd down from Tip. To be honest, like, the way it all worked out, like, I'm signed with Brave, and the way it worked out with, like, I didn't get a fight with them, and when I was hoping to, but I'm delighted to be able to fight in Cork again, because this might be the last time in a good while, and it's like 4 years since I fought there. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a great night. I get the feeling it will be a great night. Like,
Providing all goes to plan for you, what do you want next? What do you see in the next couple of fights, or where do you want to go?
like I said, I'm signed to Brave, so hopefully they'll actually get me a fight. And they plan 2 cards now for July and the end of August, and one's in Brazil. So get Will to Brazil.
It's always been a problem for bigger guys in Ireland, or in the UK and Ireland, getting opponents. There's a lack of depth in the division. Are Brave finding it hard as well, or?
They must be. I'm not sure. I've been looking for matches constantly from all sorts of different promoters. When I got signed with Brave, I thought it might be a bit different. Now I'm having to fight some guy from Sweden at 83 kilos. It does seem like there's a lack of dudes, all right, but like, surely, look, it's a big fucking world. There's got to be enough people out there, and I think there is. Like, you go on Tapology, you look at, there's 250 middleweights in UK and England, or UK and Ireland alone. So these guys are out there. It's more just getting people at the right time, getting people uninjured. There's frustrations with the sport, like, and I suppose I've had a bad run of it as well, but like, I have a feeling things will change. Like, and you stay around for long. I'm still fucking here, so I stay around long enough, things will happen. Like,
You were talking about how you didn't get that much attention, maybe from the fans and the media after you beat Johnny Redmond, but I think your drunken Facebook video with him got you some more eyes than your fighting did.
Maybe. I never actually checked the views on that. I just looked at it once. I was like, God, no. Don't get pissed and record it. I suppose it's the lesson there. Not more, no comment.
That's perfect. Thanks, Will. Will Fleury fights on the 22nd of July in Cork at Cage Legacy 3.